Of the many diseases that have plagued humanity throughout our existence, few diseases are as infamous as the Black Plague. The incredibly high death tolls negatively impacted traditional societal functions, resulting in a number of unique effects on religious and social dynamics. For this assignment, I will specifically be looking into how the plague influenced increased anti Semitic sentiment within European countries, as well as describing how the increased anti Semitic sentiment inevitably led to the persecution of the Jewish people. Within John Abarth's The Black Death, The Great Mortality of 1348 through 1350, there are several primary sources depicting brutal persecutions of entire Jewish communities as a result of hysteria derived from the plague. One source in particular, titled The Jewish Pogroms, details the built-up feelings of resentment towards local Jews. When the plague first arrived, claims that quote-unquote enemies of Christianity were responsible for the disease's arrival. Along with these claims came the accusation that these enemies of Christianity plotted to poison communities through water. These claims were made throughout Europe, though they were especially popular in Germany. Eventually, blame became shifted towards the Jewish people through forced admissions of guilt via torture, resulting in several Jewish community members admitting to poisoning waterways. This source works incredibly well, depicting the level of paranoia among Christians due to the influence that the plague had on religious ideologies. Another source featured within Abarth's collection is titled The Response to the Jewish Pogrom of Tariga, written in 1349. This account details the effects and aftermath of a massive anti-Semitic riot. This document provides significant insight into how mass hysteria can bubble up and culminate into larger-scale violence. Similarly, it works well in describing how the violence inflicted upon Jews detrimented their ability to own businesses or even make money, effectively preventing them from participating within society. My two secondary sources also work well to further these ideas while speaking from a more modern perspective. In one article titled The Black Death and the Burning of the Jews by Samuel Kahn, the author offers commentary relating to how the persecution of the Jewish people across Europe led to the near eradication of a particular subsect of Jewish practice, as well as work to redistribute Jews into other parts of Europe as they attempted to escape the persecution. My other source, written by Anna Colette, details the outcomes and results of the riot in Tariga, mentioning a future court case that worked to return and reimburse those families that were impacted by the riots. The article also works to uncover the mystery surrounding what actually occurred during the riots through examination of literature and other sources from the incident. In the end, of the many social dynamics that were affected due to the plague, I found the increase of anti-Semitic prejudices to be especially interesting. The Jewish people have a long history of systematic oppression and persecution, though very few, including me before I took this class, know about the persecution of the Jewish people in the 14th century. I feel that recently it has become increasingly important to recognize the effects that plague has on mental attitudes of people, so that we today do not replicate the violence of the past amidst another pandemic.